Hey peeps, Clear Lake peeps, Ross England here with Clear Lake Guide Service with a report. This is going to be a oddball report because there's not too many February 29ths in any given time. And that's what this is, February 29th, 2024. I'm going to pan the camera around real quick and let you see. If you are a flipper, there is plenty of stuff for you to flip. How's that look? All right, now let's see if we can find ourselves and there we go. Beautiful day today, absolutely gorgeous. I don't know what the temperature got to be, but you know, when you get days like this during the late winter, when it's calm, sunny, you know, the thermometer can say 58 and it feels like 70. I'll tell you what, right now it just feels beautiful. So, okay, let's get to it. First and foremost, this is going to be the last day like this before the next report. Unless something dramatically changes, the lake is currently, we'll round it off, we're going to call it 8.2. And earlier in the week, we were at 8.47. So we've basically come down 1/4 of a foot in 6 days. That's good. The problem with it is we've got about 3 inches of rain forecast over the next week. So, you know, it's not my job to predict the weather or figure out where the lake level is going to go, but the reality is it's a real good possibility that we hit 9 feet by the end of next week, which is formal flood stage, which would trigger some more action as to whether we could get on the lake or not. So probably more ramps closing and all that. We'll try to do our best to keep you updated as that happens. So that is the situation with water level, and to the best of my knowledge, none of the ramp status has changed since our last report, and probably won't when you consider, you know, how much rain is coming. Also a wind event. So I'll tell you what, it's been nice the last couple days, but it's about to come to a screeching halt. Let's jump real quick into the activities that are upcoming. We've got a new gen Pro-Am that will be here this coming Saturday and Sunday. And starting Wednesday, we have a MLF. You know, I think they call it the Toyota Series. It's just a Major League Fishing. And both of these, both the new gen and the MLF, are Pro-Am type formats. So that'll cover you through Friday. And then the following weekend is a new gen team scheduled for Saturday at least. I think the permit's for 2 days, but I think it's just a Saturday event. So have no idea if they're going to be able to get these events in or not. Let's just be positive and say hopefully they will. So, you know, I mean, hey, it's just that time of year, springtime. It gets busy up here. The bite is improving a little bit, so that helps as well. Let's see, the last thing that we need to talk about real quick is water clarity. And water clarity is anywhere from, a 1.5 feet to, I've seen as good as 3 feet. That 3 foot is still stained, but it's still got enough clarity that you could still see 3 feet. So overall, I'm a little bit surprised because the stain is even down into the Narrows area. I didn't spend a whole lot of time getting down below the Narrows in the days that I have gotten out since the last report. So right now, I'm going to tell you that other than in Lakeport and probably down by the Redbud ramp where that creek down there kind of backs in, or backs up a little bit, those areas are still pretty stained. And you know, Lakeport's a good example. If you come halfway down from Rodman Slough back towards the Lakeport proper, it's pretty stained, but there's a point where the water clarity gets better. It just looks better. I was in some areas in Nice yesterday and the day before, and it didn't look that bad. So the thing is, it's been this way for a week. The creeks that are coming in, for the most part, are pumping in pretty clear water. You know, Kelsey Creek actually looks good behind my house. So the clarity isn't an issue right now. That will change with these events that are coming up. So, okay, I think I covered all the environmental stuff. We'll just have to keep posted and keep watching with regards to lake level, how it impacts getting up to 9-foot Rumsey, which is bad news, and more importantly, what the cities and counties around the cities around the lake and the county will do when it gets to that point. I mean, there's supposed to be plans in place, but sometimes it changes. So we'll talk real briefly about fishing. Actually, I've had a couple days where we blanked, and I've had a couple days where we've caught fish. I've actually had a couple of decent days out here. I'm still talking to people that some people are really struggling. I think there were 2 bass clubs here last weekend, and if I heard correctly, there was 1 boat out of the 2 clubs, maybe been 2, that had limit. The rest of them were struggling to put it together. And for the most part, I haven't talked to that many people, but the few people I've talked to told me the same thing. Now, they could be tournament fishermen practicing for these tournaments, and they're never gonna up front just tell you, oh yeah, I whacked him today. You know, they're gonna whine and snivel and try to get as much information as they can without giving anything out. So, but you know, some of the boats I've stopped and talked to, you could just tell by their attitudes they're having a hard time. So actually, the fish that I've caught this week were on a shaky head, a rip bait, a couple different rip baits, and a couple different underspins, so different sizes. So like I said, I am not the one to be, you know, trying to get dialed in with a bite up here, because every day I just kind of struggle around, and I think I'm like a lot of guys from a perspective that when I found a spot that had fish, there were multiple fish there, as opposed to just going through an area and picking up one and then going to another area and picking up one. What I'm doing is going through an area and zipping, going to another area and zipping, go into another area and catch multiple fish. And because I just can't sit there and stick them, you know, then I move on. So that's my report. Winter storm warning through Sunday this upcoming weekend. Wind warning for tomorrow, Thursday. There's going to be some ugly days over the next 4 or 5 days. So y'all be safe if you're fishing these tournaments. Good luck to you. Be safe in them, especially if the wind comes up. Talk to you next time. Hey, let's call this a PS. I think I forgot to talk about water temperature. And the last couple mornings that I have been out, I have seen anywhere from 49.5 to 50.5 for starting temperatures. One was the state park, one was in Lakeport. And as far as afternoon highs, at least by the time that I quit during the course of the day, I've seen as high as 55.5. Where I just shot this video and just looked, it was 54. And as sunny and nice as it is right now, it wouldn't surprise me if it doesn't crank up a little bit more. Look for all of that to go away during this next week with the storm that's coming in and how cold it's supposed to be, but that's what it is right now.